Missing persons cases are notoriously difficult to investigate. Without a body, investigators are often left looking at a victim's history and retracing their steps. But what if a trail had already gone cold before they even began? The town of Hilliard is a quiet place. Trucks traveling down US 1 is the sound most often heard around the one stoplight town. It is also the place Theresa Maxwell was last seen alive.
But after 17 years with no contact, it is a very real possibility that, something terrible happened to her.
Wayne Harrington with the Nassau County Sheriff's Office says Theresa was living on and off in a home on Teston Lane in Hilliard with a man named Charles Gee in December of 2002. Though her missing persons report says she was last seen on December 28th, her daughter Heather Maxwell says she remembers it was actually New Year's Eve. And she remembers the last thing her mother said to her.
I'm going to see this truck driver at Winn-Dixie. I'll be back. That was her last words to me.
Theresa walked out the door and was never seen again. Family says Theresa was struggling with drug addiction, and it wasn't uncommon for her to disappear for days at a time. And that's why it wasn't until April of 2003 that Theresa was reported as missing by Charles Gee, who has since died. Investigators had a description of what she was wearing when she left, but no physical evidence. Heather says the truck driver her mother was going to meet has never been identified. Next, investigators called the medical examiner's offices in Florida and Georgia, but no unidentified female remains had been reported in that time span.
I went down the neighborhoods that I thought she'd go, and she wasn't there, and them people hadn't seen her in years, so I didn't know what else to do.
As months turned into years, Theresa's sister Mary says she knew something bad must have happened.
Just a lot of care and love that she had in her, and all of that was marred by drugs. That wasn't the real Theresa. That was the addiction.
Through the pain, her family chooses to remember the good times before the addiction.
To me, she was the best mom. Like, she always had the family together. We was always together for holidays.
Investigators, though, have not given up.
People make mistakes, people make bad decisions, but it certainly doesn't justify their life being taken or them being a missing person, and it doesn't affect our investigation in any way.
Who was she meeting that December night, and what happened? Those are the questions that haunt Theresa's family.
She cared about her family. She didn't always make the right decisions, which a lot of us didn't, but we need closure. It's been a long time, and we just want closure.
If you know anything about the disappearance of Theresa Maxwell, please call the Nassau County Sheriff's Office. Katie Jeffries, First Coast News, on your side.